Hey everyone! Hello. I am coming to you live from my recently cleaned office. Can you tell that it's starting to get a little brighter outside and that I'm starting to love my life a little bit more? And this whole left side, right side mirror flip thing, I'm going to figure this out because I don't like it when it flips my video. Makes it really confusing when my right hand is going up right now and it's coming up on the, anyway. So, give folks a few minutes to get in here. Tell me how you're doing. Tell me like what time of day you're watching this. Let me know if you have any questions. My goal, if you have seen in the group the thing that I just posted that I'm really, really, really excited about, I want to up-level this group. I'm tired of giving you my leftover, I work a day job that sucks the life out of my soul energy. So part of that is showing up here first. Which means what, Cheryl? Well, if you notice, I posted a schedule, not because I think scheduling is the be-all and end-all to success. I mean, it is part of it for me because otherwise every new shiny thing and I need to do it. But because I know that for my own growth, when I know what to expect and I know what's coming next, I can better prepare and have better success. So that's what I'm doing here. Starting right now with Witchy Book Club and moving into like Free Coaching Friday, Thoughtful Thursday on Instagram, every other Saturday Witch and Bitch, and Monday's live card pull, I want to give you content, we'll say 5.5 days a week because on Saturdays it's only every other week. 5.5 days a week, I want to give you live interactive content so that you feel like you're part of my family because you are. And not only that, I want to give you things that aren't always work. So a live card pull isn't work for you. It's fun for me. It's barely work. So I want to give you that. I want to do the collective reading every Monday. I'm going to pull live cards for whoever's here and pull cards for whoever maybe isn't there that I feel led by Spirit to do so. On Tuesday, it's Tarot Tuesday on Instagram around 7 p.m. Now this year, I'm shifting how I do Tarot Tuesday. Tarot Tuesday is still going to have live card pulls, but not every time. I would like to start hosting deck creators on my page to come in and explain the process of creating a deck and what it means to them and how they use tarot in their life. I want to invite people who are new to tarot to come and ask questions, and then we can unpack that together. I want to make it more of a conversation than consumption so that we're active in our spiritual journey. So that's my new direction for Tarot Tuesday because I miss doing it. But I also was having folks come every Tuesday that were just there for the free advice, and the questions they were asking was always the same, and they never helped me pay my mortgage, which felt really gross. So I'm not about that. And then Wednesdays, I'm going to be reading passages from the books that are helping me on my journey. So today's The Complete Guide to Astrology, Understanding Yourself, Your Signs, and Your Birth Chart by Louise Edington. So I got this for $20 Canadian on Chapters. I actually got it for like $14 because I have a Plum Rewards card, which I highly recommend. And it is good for beginners, but I will caveat that with like not super beginners. So if you know absolutely nothing about astrology, this might be a good place to start so that you can find the gaps in your knowledge and then study that, but it might be overwhelming. I know as I was reading it, I was kind of like, what the heck? I'm more confused, or this is so interesting and this is so exciting, but this other piece, like, what does that even mean? What is a ruling planet? So, little plug. If you're like me and you have a basic knowledge of astrology, but you don't really know what everything means, you're kind of just winging it, on the 26th, at 3 p.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. Eastern on my Instagram account at the Cheryl Folland. I'm going to be hosting a live with Lauren. I think her name is Lauren Alchemy on Instagram, but she's an expert at this stuff. She deep dived and devoted herself to study, and she saw a live that Mare and I, the Salty Empath, and I did. We looked at our charts, and we don't know much about astrology, and we just went off about our questions, the things that made sense, the things that didn't, and what does this even mean. And she'd watched that. She reached out to us and was like, hey, I would love to dive deeper in this. And I was like, yes, okay. So now we're doing a live together. So that is the 26th, which I think, it's in 3 days. So whatever, like Saturday, I think, is 3 days from now, question mark? That's when you want to be there. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and if the Instagram gremlins love us, I'll post that video to my account so that you can watch the replay. So after that live, the one that sparked all this conversation, I purchased this book because I couldn't wait. And then I started reading it and was like, wow, there is so much that I just don't even know. So the passage I would like to read to you, it's very short. I highlighted it. It's only a couple of paragraphs. And I want to read it to you in the context of me as a non-binary human being, okay? So my tiny little ring light of doom is dying. If anyone wants to bless me with a ring light that isn't this big, that lasts for more than 5 minutes, I will give you 3 tarot readings for that. Thanks. Okay. So most modern and Western astrology is focused on the psychological and humanistic side. Rudyard's work was based on the theosophy and Eastern philosophies primarily, and he was influenced by the psychology of Carl Jung. Don't worry about memorizing all of these unless you want to go deep dive. This is just the intro to the preamble. Though there is currently a resurgence in some more ancient and predictive techniques, especially among younger astrologers. The gender assignments of planets and signs are problematic in the modern world. The feminine has primarily been designated as a passive, receptive, weak, dark, destructive, whereas the masculine has been designated as powerful, action-oriented, light, positive, dominant, and there has been no consideration of any other genders. So pause here. So we live in 2022, where there's non-binary, there's gender non-conforming, there's two-spirit folks, there's intersex folks. There's some cultures that have 5 genders that exist in their language, and this is why she's talking about it being problematic. Well, I'm a non-binary person, so what does that mean for me when they talk about masculine and feminine energies, and I've had to navigate that, and I really like what she has to say next, okay? If you're commenting, I'm sorry, the comments are not posting. So if you're watching and you're trying to comment, I can't see them, and I will answer them after the fact, okay? So the planet names are based on the Roman and Greek pantheons, which were firmly patriarchal in nature. Only the moon and Venus of the main essential bodies were designated as feminine. This isn't true of many older cultures, where the planets were seen differently. For example, there were many sun goddesses in ancient culture, and the moon was often seen as the sperm to the sun's ovum. In this book, I, the author, am moving away from these binary definitions, as we are all the sun and moon and other planetary bodies, and each cosmic body has both strengths and weaknesses that are not gender specific. In the vein of some current astrologers' work to create a more inclusive and non-binary approach to astrological language, we will be using the words day and night in place of masculine and feminine. These delineations make sense, as day and night are visible. Day is more yang energy or outward oriented, and night is more yin energy or inward oriented. As the planetary table in the astrological table section showed very clearly, the 5 personal planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, all have both day and night qualities depending on the energy of the traditional rulership. And this was really exciting to me because I was like, whoa, all of those planets have been designated by modern astrology until very recently as masculine only. And in the charts, they have both day and night qualities, both inner and outer, both, if you humor me for a second, masculine and feminine. So what I would like you to explore in your practice, as you're reading, as you're interpreting online content, not to police other people's practice if they're comfortable with masculine and feminine, and that's the audience that they work for. I'm not going to be like, no, you can't do that. Information is power. We're here to be informed and to learn from it. If you are wanting to be more inclusive of non-binary people, of gender diverse people, of trans folks, and stop feeding into men as strong and women as vulnerable, you might consider the day, night, light, dark approach in your energetics. Because neither is good nor bad. There's no such thing, okay? It's all characteristics, it's all energy, it's all those kinds of things. And it felt so good. It felt so good to read that. I got so excited. I knew that I wasn't going to have to navigate masculine, feminine over and over and over and over again in the book. And now I have the tools in my head when I see a cis female practitioner of any kind of spiritual healing or magic or whatever talking about feminine energy and your feminine self, I can empower myself to say light or dark, right? So if it's outward expression versus inward expression, right? So the juicy inner stuff, the feelings, the trauma, the whatever, all of that falls under dark, which makes shadow work make so much more sense. And then light is all of the external stuff, the stuff that happens outside. So yeah, it was really cool to think about that. And that goes in conjunction with like us too. We give light, right? That's what comes out of us because it's going away. It was just really fun to think about. And I'm continuing to read. It's really dense. There's a lot of information. So I got to, let's just have a look. I got to this chapter, the planets and other essential bodies, and I was like, oh, chapter 5, I need a break because I have to reread some stuff, but it's explaining what all the different symbols and lines and relationships on your natal chart, your birth chart, mean, and using non-binary language to do that. And it was just like miraculously profound, and I'm so glad I bought this book. Thanks, Spirit, for looking out for me on that one. So let me know in the comments what you think. What are some thoughts you have around gender and astrology and witchcraft and just in general? This is a safe space. If you're asking questions and making statements out of respect, you don't have to get the wording 100% right. This is 100% a safe space. So unless you say something that's really, really gross, where you'll get called in to maybe reframe that, you're totally fine. Bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow on Instagram, okay?